All right, guys. Welcome back to Winch Outdoors. Today we're working on my 1999 Toyota Landcruiser 100 series. We're gonna put on this Toyota remanufactured alternator. It's a Denso unit, remanufactured by Toyota. This one has 240,000 miles, I think, somewhere around that. So it did pretty good. We got pretty good life out of it. Hopefully we'll get close to that out of this remanufactured unit. We're gonna throw it on there. We got the stopwatch going to see how long it takes. Right now we're at 10 minutes. We're gonna get the skid plate off, see if we can swap it out. Now, this is not gonna be a complete like how-to video. This is just, you know, sort of watch me do it and be entertained by my mistakes. So if you're looking for a step-by-step how-to, this probably isn't it. You wanna go to the next video. But before you click off, if you're into square body Chevrolets, old Toyotas, off-road in general, being out in the woods, you probably should stick around. There's gonna be, you know, more content you like. But in this video, we're working on an alternator. So let's get started. Plate. All right, let's see, what else are we gonna need to do? There she is, the Alternator. We're gonna take that tension take the tension off of it, and then take the belt off. Let's do that first. And then it looks like we'll need to take the power steering pump loose. So, just FYI. We got it loose. Let's see if we can set it down right here. That's the bolt for the power wire. That, you know, I guess you should disconnect the battery, but we didn't. Let's set that over there. Maybe it won't arc out. And then see if we can get this out. Okay, there you go. Got it out. We'll get the fresh one on and get this one back out on the road. Whew. All right, so first off, no heat shield, you notice that. And this thing is hot. It's been on the rack almost an hour now, and I've sat here and talked for longer than that. So this shouldn't be this hot, but it's still very hot, almost uncomfortable to hold hot. It's not marked Denso anywhere, which was the original OEM manufacturer. Besides that, it doesn't look that old. So somebody probably replaced it. They didn't use an OEM part, which you don't always have to use an OEM part, but on these Toyotas, the OEM parts are so good sometimes, and they're not too expensive. It just makes more sense. But I'm wondering if that one's smaller, if I'm gonna have trouble squeezing this one up in there, but we're gonna find out. You can see it's marked Toyota, manufactured for Toyota by Denso. It's got a heat shield on the back, which should help dissipate some of the heat that these things produce when they're going down the road, because it is a big V8 4.7 liter motor. You can see it's got dielectric grease already applied to the connection there. It's a really nice alternator. I'm gonna see if I can get it up there and installed, hopefully without too much issue. I do see an extra spade here that I didn't have, so that's That's kind of strange. Hopefully this goes smooth, but we'll find out here shortly. It's definitely different than what came off, so let's throw her in there and see what we get. Stuff her back on up in there. Huh. Well, I am finding that getting it up there is harder than getting it down. So I think what we have is two different size alternators. Just looking at them, this one's definitely smaller. This one's definitely bigger, so. Okay, that's gonna help me get it in there. And then we'll have these go up there. I think we're gonna be able to push her in now. Okay, we got her. Oh, come on, baby. How do I get my arm in there to plug these in? Okay, we're just tightening up. Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna lower the truck, take the battery loose, like I should have in the beginning. All right, so we disconnected the battery. And don't worry, if we broke something, it's probably a fuse. We'll get the fuse, we'll get it fixed. But let that be a lesson to any would-be DIYers. It's a rookie mistake. You gotta disconnect that battery. Okay? So learn from me. Okay, that time we got the wire in right. We disconnected the battery, so we're not gonna arc off and potentially blow a fuse, or hopefully we didn't do any damage to our new alternator. We got the main plug in. Nice. Now we just gotta get it in place. Off. Ooh. I did pinch my finger real bad. I'm scared to look at it. Yeah. That's gonna hurt. So, I had to take the power steering pulley off. Oh. And now it slides right on, I think. So, to answer your question, you will at least need to take the pulley off to get the factory alternator back on. Now, I would say, judging by the size of what I took off versus what we're putting back on, this is a definite upgrade. I'll have to look up. I think there was a choice in alternators on this between like an 80 amp and a 40 amp, or 80 amp and a 60 amp, or something like that. This may be the smaller alternator. It looks like just a part store alternator. And what we've got now is the big one. Broken plastic. Broken plastic, you're used to that with this Toyota plastic, if you work on them at all. That's it. But I think we're gonna have a fuse that's blown. Well, let me give you an update. It starts, but there's some electronics that are messed up. So we're gonna get the power probe, see if we got a blown fuse. We probably blew a fuse. We'll get it straightened out. But that is a good reminder to make sure you disconnect the battery before you do this work. All right, so I'm gonna poke around, see if I can figure it out, and then we'll get back to you. All right, guys, what we tracked down, let me see if you can see that. That fuse has, which is basically just a flat piece of copper, has come undone in life. This sits right on the battery, you know, right off the hot leads. And what we did was we took this off, we went through our bucket, we found a 60 amp fuse, which is not 120 amp, but it should be fine. We'll order one of these. Hopefully it doesn't blow. If it does, then we're gonna lose all our dash lights like we have right now. But we just put it back together and put the battery back on. Now we're gonna crank it up and see if that fixed what we did. And there you go, that's where we are. Let's crank her up and see. We'll leave that right there. Good to go. All right. All the dash lights are working. It shows that we're charging. Lights are obviously on. We're obviously starting. We're good. We got the alternator going. We got that tightened up, that tightened up. We're gonna button it back together. Get our rag out. Get it back up in the air. Let's check the oil real quick before we say we're done. Plenty of oil. Let's check the transmission fluid. Also plenty, and it looks really good. So we're gonna get it back up in the air, get the skid plate put back on, and we'll be done. Thanks for watching Winch Outdoors. We'll catch you next time. All right, guys, like I said, thanks for watching Winch Outdoors. We're gonna get this 99 100 series Landcruiser down and out, get the next thing in, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.